Hi, my name's Cassidy Patterson, and this is my self-assessment for Psychology 808, or Selection. I'm really excited about this course, so I'll just jump right into this. So the first objective I'm going to be covering is students will develop knowledge of theory, research, and applications of personnel selection. So unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of knowledge, on selection in general, which is kind of scary because I currently work in staffing. I did go through extensive training on the ways that my workplace prefers that I go about the selection process. So I'm familiar with that. But as far as actual theory and research, I don't have a lot of knowledge on that. So that's something I'm excited to learn more about. The second objective is students will evaluate the empirical findings in the areas of personnel selection. So again, I don't really have a lot of knowledge on selection research per se. I know that just because of previous classes, in psychology and, other classes I've taken with graduate school and undergrad, I'm very capable of evaluating empirical findings. I just haven't had the opportunity yet to do that specifically with research done on selection. So that's something that I'm looking forward to as well. So the third objective is students will examine the implications of empirical findings and trends for research and practice in personnel selection. Again, I feel like a broken record, but I don't have much knowledge on this objective either. I am interested in learning more about future trends. Right now, that's something that my company is focusing on, primarily with employee retention, and how the selection process, and what the applicant or the candidate's, situation or their experiences on the other end and what that looks like from our perspective and just how both sides work together to make that match. So I think that's something that I can definitely incorporate into my everyday life as well. So the fourth objective is students will explain the ethical, legal, and professional standards in personnel selection. This one I actually feel pretty comfortable with. I know there's always more that I can learn because, of course, I didn't go to law school, so there's a lot of things that I'm sure I do not understand. However, this is something where I already do work in this field, and it's something that I absolutely it's necessary for me to know. I do have a pretty good working knowledge of ADA, EEO laws, any kind of discrimination law. We work a lot in my field with people that may have some sort of felony or background issues. So that's also an up-and-coming kind of adjustment that a lot of lawmakers are looking into. So I think that since laws are ever-changing, this is good to have a good baseline knowledge of and continue to learn the specifics on this. So the last objective is students will demonstrate ability to integrate their understanding of the topics and selection and present for an appropriate audience. Again, I don't have a lot of background, something I'm excited to learn more about. I know that I'll be able to integrate this the more that I learn and understand about the process. And like I said before, I currently am working in recruiting and staffing, so this is going to be very beneficial to me. All right, so besides the 5 objectives, I want to add an additional 2 goals to this course. I really would like I've mentioned, I work in this field, and everybody in this program, I assume, is going to be working eventually within this field in some sort of respect. So for me personally, the first thing that I really want out of this course is to learn more about the use of technology in the selection process. I just think the way that society is, where it's more of that global tech-based workforce, and with globalization, I just think that this is going to be something that really kind of hits the hiring world pretty hard, and I would just like to see kind of what that looks like from a interview process, a data collecting process, and how to go about doing that the correct way, as you would do this, the kind of old-fashioned way in real life, I suppose. My second goal, though, is to have a better understanding of how the selection process affects employees' attitudes and retention. I know our first assignment was our introduction and to give a memorable experience of, what it was like to be a candidate in the selection process. And I think that's something that we need to take a step back and really hone in on, because we as IA professionals go into this looking to be the ones to select, but we need to kind of take a look back and really understand what it's like to be the one being selected and how that affects, your future in that company. But besides that, I'm really excited to learn more in this course, and thank you so much.